Hello everyone, welcome to another Rick's Picks. Today I'm going to be doing my review of the Super 7 figure SpaceGodzilla. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at him in packaging, then I'm going to take a look at the figure and its accessories, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on him. And just remember, if you do like this video, go ahead and check out my Godzilla playlist and hit that like, share, and subscribe. So without any further ado, let's get to the review. So here he is in box. Now this guy is massive. This is a massive figure here. I mean, you know, just look at the size of this box. It's just huge. So you got like this exploding look effect around the window. Inside the window you can see the figure, his accessories and what have you. SpaceGodzilla, what year he came out in. And the Super 7 logo. So I like the packaging for this. So now you spin them around this way. I'm going to assume that's SpaceGodzilla in Japanese. Because right here, that's definitely Godzilla. So I'm thinking that's space. Alright. Then you got the rest of the exploding rock around, you know, the window. Which I think is really nice. Alright, on the back here, you got the movie poster from the... obviously from the movie. You have SpaceGodzilla, a little bit about him and what have you. So the back to this isn't that bad. You got Godzilla up here with the Japanese writing underneath. On this side, basically the same as the other side. And you switch it around to the top here. You got your ultimates, your age restriction, Super 7, Godzilla. And then underneath you have your legal and SKUs. So with all that being said, let's open him up and see what he's about. Alright, so here he is out of packaging. He's an awesome looking figure. I love the overall look to this guy. He looks really cool. So first off, let's start with the rotation. So you have front, you have the side, you have the back, you have your other side, and now you're back to your front. So there's a lot of really neat detail on him. So let's get a really close look up at him, see what he's all about. So first off, you have the head. I love the detail to it. I love how they have this translucent, piece up here on the top. I love the face structure to him. I love the crystal shoulder pieces here. I like that translucent look. Same with like his dorsal fins. This looks really nice. This is really good. And it goes all the way down his tail, all the way to the tip. So I like this clear look on him. This translucent crystal look. That looks really good. I really wish that they would have did something like this for their Burning Godzilla figure that they came out with a while back. Because with that figure, all they did was like paint on the burn effect. I think if they would have did something translucent like this with it, it probably would have looked a lot better. But, I also like the reddish color in here, or purplish red to his body. So there's a lot of really good detail to this figure that I really like. And he looks really, really cool. So now that we looked at his details, let's start looking at his points of articulation. So his head and neck has 2 points of articulation. So you have the lower part of the neck. Alright. And then you have the head joint. Alright. You have an arm joint here, which is like a shoulder joint. You don't get any real up and down movement because of the crystals. The crystals are pretty much locked in place as they are. So you don't get much up and down movement with it. You do have an elbow joint that's really tight. Alright. I think it's more of a swivel. Now you do get some back and forth. I'm not going to mess with it too much. I might have to put it under heat. And you have a wrist joint here. Alright. Let's try the other elbow. Yeah, see, this elbow moves a lot better. I think this one just needs heat to it. So now you have a joint right here underneath the ribs. Alright, actually this is more of a belt line joint. So you get movement in here. All right. Now you get into the legs. So you have a thigh joint. You have a knee joint. All right, you don't get a whole lot of movement in there, but it is there. And you get an ankle joint. Let me get a little bit of movement to that. So there's not a lot of movement in the ankle joint, but it is there. All right. Yeah. See, all right, this foot moves a little bit easier. This one's a little bit tighter. So I'm probably going to really suggest, if you're going to do a lot of movement with this figure, you're probably going to want to heat these joints up. Like you see, some joints move very easily. This one, yeah, not so much. I would definitely put heat on that. Your version may be a little bit different, but as you can see, there definitely are some, spots where you need heat. Now, the last piece of articulation is his tail. The tail you had to put on, all right? The tail comes unassembled. And that you definitely have to put heat on to heat up the plastic so it pops into the ball joint. So the tail has multiple joints in it. So you have one where the tail connects to the body. All right. You have a joint here, 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 and then here. And then you just got a couple of them, which allows you to get some really good tail movement with him. So there's definitely a lot of really cool stuff to this figure. So now we're going to look at his different accessories. Now, because I already used heat on his tail, and as we established some joints need heat, I already put his head and hands in the hot water. So his alternate head here is an open mouth. So seeing how that cooked a little bit, let's pop this head off. Oh man, that might need to be soaked. All right, and let's look at the different hands, because I'm going to soak that head for a minute. So you have this open hand. All right, you got this kind of open hand. This one here. And this one as well. Now, if you look at the fingernails, you see right at the base there's a purple to it too, which is really cool. I like how they put that purple detail into that. All right, so let's soak this in some hot water. I heated up the water really hot now. So the two things about this head is the factor that, one, it's kind of thin, so it's hard to get a grip on the head to pull it off. And two, as you see, it's on there pretty tight. So now let's see if we can, there it goes. All right, so with a little bit of the soaking of the hot water, comes right off. And boom. That went on very easily because it too was soaked in the hot water. So matter of fact, I got him here. I don't know if I can really get that elbow in there. Let's see if we could free up this elbow joint a little bit. Oops, took the hand off. Might just be the way this arm bends. 'Cause even with a little bit of heat, that elbow just doesn't want to turn. So, maybe it's just the way it's on there. I don't know. But that arm just doesn't want to move. Hand comes all fine now. So, speaking of the hands, let's swap out our hands. So the hands come off very easily. I don't have any issues with the hands. Pop right on without any issues. So the hands go on pretty easily. The head, you need, some hot water to get it on. Now, he does come with a couple other things, and that's these crystals here. All right, they come in 3 sizes. So these are the medium ones. All right, put those back there. You have 2 large. All right. And last but not least, you have 2 small. Now in the movie, these crystals are created and it gives him power because he started bringing them up all throughout Tokyo, and it would make him stronger in his fight against Godzilla. So they gave him a couple of these crystals, so when you display them, you can just randomly put these around them and what have you, which is pretty cool. Now, I will say that there's one disappointment I do have with this figure, and that's the factor that he does not come with, I think with him it was like an electric breath. Like it was like lightning bolts or something like that came out of his mouth or something. And I really would have wished that he would have came with that too, because for some reason, and I don't know why, Super 7 has an issue with atomic breath or, you know, lightning bolts or any of that kind of effect with their, you know, Godzilla monsters. I don't know why. I mean, they made a couple Godzilla figures, and at this point, as far as I know of, out of all the Godzilla figures they made, literally only one has an atomic breath, and it was a special feature to that particular Godzilla. So, I don't know why Super 7 has an issue with, like, breath weapons or, you know, lightning effects or any of that kind of stuff, but for some reason, they just don't give it to these Godzillas, which to me, personally, is a bit of a bummer. So overall, I do like this figure. I think he looks really good. Most of his joints move okay. I still had some issues with the elbow, you know, this ankle here, and even the knees are a little bit tight. But I'm sure if you could get some hot water on them, it should be pretty easy to really get them moving. The head, I did need to use hot water to swap out the heads. And the same with putting on the tail. When you put the tail on, you're definitely going to have to use hot water for that. The hands swapped out very easily. I had no issues swapping out hands. It does come with these cool little crystals. The one thing I would have liked to have seen with him is him coming with his electric, you know, lightning breath or whatever it was that he had. I would have liked to have seen him come with that. So that's the one disappointment that I have with this figure. Other than that, he's awesome. I think he would look great with all your other Godzilla figures and what have you. So with that being said, I hope you all did like this video. If you did, go ahead and check out my Godzilla playlist and hit that like, share, and subscribe. They're all small clicks for you, but it really helps this channel grow. So until the next one, late.